Here we are again. Today we're flying out the Vautour, the 2A. It's the premium variant, Israeli one with the missiles, but as you can see, I have the bombs loaded. And I have the bombs loaded because I'm simply doing the battle pass task. Some people said, try to get an ace in this thing, you won't. So here I am, doing exactly that. I did about 5 games in the thing, you're gonna be seeing all of them. I did die in the first 2. But what else do you expect? We're gonna start off with some reversals here. We're gonna start off with this MiG-19. We're gonna be trying to turn into him here. He does turn better, he does have better thrust to weight, but by abusing the fact that he actually will be faster than us, he will eventually pass through our guns. If we get the shot or not will completely depend whether or not he will react to me getting my nose on target. He does not. There goes his wingtip. And he's instantly gonna get, well, not really stolen, but instantly killed by someone else as he is flat spinning in the air. A sight you will see very often, a Yak-38 focusing you, because well, you're an easy kill, he has an R60, and if that thing gets shot from behind, very little chance you're actually going to dodge it. So I want to make sure that I go head on with him, and then go vertical, because the Yak-38 loses a lot of speed in turn. So I want to go vertical, abuse the fact that he doesn't have a lot of energy into this turn, but I also want to make sure that he won't go so slow that he can use his VTOL, because the moment he starts VTOLing around, he can simply hover. And if I then try to fly away from him, he will R60 me. Yes, I'm a little bit desperate here, but there's also an Su-7 coming in. And I need to make sure that this Yak-38 dies so I can then reverse the Su-7. Both of these planes are not the most maneuverable. And neither is the Vautour, but let's be honest, this thing is surprisingly maneuverable for a bomber and it can catch you off guard. Hit in with the L in chat, because that's just what I do. If you get reversed by a bomber, I'm going to slam you with an L in the chat. Su-7 coming in, and he is not so much like the Yak-38, he's more like the MiG-19. He will keep a lot of energy, he will be very strong in the vertical, and that's why I don't want to focus it too much on the vertical. I want to keep it somewhat horizontal. I want to make sure that he will pick up so much speed that he will eventually overshoot. I do want to go a little bit vertical, however, because I need to get rid of some excess speed so I can start using my flaps and I don't start ripping my wingtips off, because this thing rips surprisingly easily if you stay above 850 roughly and start rolling around. And rolling is exactly what I want to do here. I want to keep this rolling scissor going, and as long as I see that afterburning coming out of his ass, he will eventually pass in front of me, and once he does, he is essentially dead. Air brake a little bit for extra good measure. Here he is, directly in my guns. Missed the first shot, but at this point he has so much speed that he can't really do anything anymore. He can just force a flat turn. I still got a shot there and he's very slow. And at that point, if he gets out of that, I die. Luckily for me, he decided to turn back in. And this G91 has been chasing me around for a very long portion of the match. And yes, I am going to win this fight. And don't ask me how, because I should not win this. This is not like with the Yak-38, the MiG-19 or the Su-7. I should not win this in any sense of the imagination. Sure, MiG-19 will still win. Sure, an Su-7 should still win, but it's a different kind of matchup as with this, because the G91 is simply a very, very light plane, and there's really not much I can do. I can outrun it, and that's the only advantage that I have. Versus a MiG-19, I can abuse the fact that it has so much power. I can abuse the fact that it doesn't roll the best. With the G91, there is none of that. This is the biggest fluke of the year, basically. So what do? I'm going to cut throttle, I'm going to get my air brakes out, because the G91 is on my 6 and he will eventually get his nose on target. So I just simply put it into a spiral, try to bleed as much speed as I can, and I try to use my flaps as much as I can, because well, flaps are better than the air brake, they both make you lose speed, but the flaps in turn also make you turn just that little bit tighter, which is more important than simply losing speed. So I'm trying to keep some altitude, I'm trying to keep some energy, but what I'm doing is mainly waiting for him to react, because he's playing it right at this moment. He's trying to maintain a horizontal turn, he's simply trying to force a raid fight, which is something I will never win. What I'm trying to do is get into a position by slowing down enough to the point where I can maybe try to cut in. And you can see that I'm slowly but surely losing my altitude, and once I hit the deck, it's game over. He finally counterattacks, and he does it at the worst possible time. Just managed to miss, and I thought at this point it's over, because this guy has been flying it correctly for the most part, but now I know that he's going to make a call like that. His attacks are bad. The way he's sustaining the fight is good, so I'm just trying to predict where he's going to attack. So I'm going to set myself up here, I'm going to stall myself out, I'm going to drop these flaps at landing, and I'm going to be trying to just pull into this hoping he will try to take the bait, and he does. He flies through my guns, he's completely crippled, and I still have 2 of these missiles on my racks, which means that he's going to eat one any second now, because a crit G91 is probably not going to dodge it. He hits me with the Vautour turn better than the G91. No, you just royally fucked it up, as I said in the chat as well. Game later, we're gonna be coming from the side. This G91 is not paying attention. That's gonna be kill number 1. I still have these heat seekers on because I actually managed to complete the bombing task. Yay, go me. I'm such a good bomber pilot. And now we are just gonna be trying to go a little bit more aggressive. I got those 2 reversals at the start, so I thought, why not just finish the video, get some more footage, go ahead on with the AV8, shoot his wing off, and that's still not what this is about. I'm just trying to show you why I got into this situation. MiG-17 dies on me, and he doesn't really want to stick. I'm not sure if it's an AS or a normal one at this point, so I'm not really sure if he has the missiles or not, but luckily he breaks off very, very quickly, and now I have some room to actually do something. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. I'm not really sure if he's trying to engage me again, or if he's gonna sit at altitude all game, but I noticed that he's kind of coming towards me. I have enough speed here, and I'm just gonna pitch up for him. I really don't care, we'll fly planes like this. And we just go up after him, trying to stall him out, and he's gonna try to spiral me, which might work if he had kept the spiral going the same direction, but he turns the other way around, and now he's gonna be passing through my guns. I can't really blame him, because, well, to be honest, this is a little bit lucky, but really, just keep the spiral going the same way, and you would have been completely fine. H5, also known as the Chinese IL-28, he's going to be flying through my guns, very easy kill. And we turn around for the other guy. Because right now, killing bombers, like at the start of the match, I'm not sure where everyone is. The Vautour became kind of obsolete when it comes to gameplay sense, at least flying it as a fighter. Before, actually the first commentary that I ever did on this channel was on the Vautour 2A, where I got 6 kills versus F2, CL-13s and all those kind of planes. And back then this thing was fun. That's a slightly different flight model, but that's not the main thing. The main strength was being able to rush at the start of the match and catching people in the climb, killing people while they were busy, all that good stuff. Now you got missiles, which make your plane a lot harder to fly, and the second thing is you get a lot of planes with afterburners and very good acceleration, and especially now with the F-13s and stuff at 9.3 for God knows what reason. It's a pain in the ass. It really is. You can't really use your strength anymore, because by the time you're on their side of the map, they will have enough speed to actually catch you. They have enough speed to just pitch up after you, lob a missile up to you, and you are going to die, and that's just how it is. I'm actually pretty sad about it, because I got like 300 kills in the other Vautour. One of my favorite planes, and then they changed the matchmaking, then they changed the flight model, and I kinda grew to dislike this thing, and it's very unfortunate. But you know, a lot of planes that used to be good, used to be fun, are now just kind of, well, collecting dust, I guess. I came in with a lot of speed. This MiG-15, he doesn't have the most amount of speed. You can see that the moment I turn my nose away from him, I can see how fast I actually open the distance between him. So he does not have a lot of energy. So what do I want to do? Get a little bit of separation in. Then we go horizontal, we go up. MiG-15 realizes he's never going to catch me. He breaks off and he's going to go straight back down to the deck. Thinking about shooting a missile at him, but he's already turning back after my teammate who's turning into me. So no use firing that. I'm just going to keep it on the racks. And we turn back in, because right now the A4E has some people on them. And that probably means that they are not paying attention to what's happening behind them. This guy is so busy flying straight, he collects the first missile. Or the second one, but I don't really count the bombers. I predict the turn just incorrectly, very easy shot, and I managed to miss it. Kinda unlucky, I totally should have hit that, but you know, we all miss a shot sometimes. So we turn back after him. And we are just gonna see who we can engage here. There's 3 people in front of us. F30 is paying attention to me, he's turning into me, so he is not a prime target right now. And the MiG-15 is kind of just not paying attention. And he's very, very slow, and it doesn't matter how good your plane is. Once you go that speed, yeah, you're dead. Back up we go. MiG-15 takes down the A4. And now I'm on my own here. Luckily I have a lot of energy. This F-30 is never going to catch me. And when you look at the amount of energy that I have on him, I have 3 kilometers of altitude. He's probably at about 1, probably less, and he's not very fast, so I can just go up and down on him all day long. I'm not going to take this head on, or at least not as aggressively as I could. Just want to shoot some rounds in the hope that I hit him. I just shoot below him, and we go back up. And because he just went up for us, because he just went head on with us, I can simply just pull up right over him, and he has nowhere near the energy to do anything about it. We turn back after him. I'm gonna be hoping that one of these missiles will catch him, or he will catch one of these missiles. He's very slow, and at low speed missiles are probably pretty good, but this missile does not care at all. It's just gonna go straight into the ground. F-30 at this point is very low, and if he was any higher this maneuver would have worked, but he does a split ass and he puts it straight into the sand, and that's unlucky. But apparently he was crit by the A4E. He gets the kill for that. And now I get to kill 2 more people that are pretty low on energy. A5 Sabre. A5 is actually, like, it's maneuverable, but it doesn't have much energy, and because he just took off, he will probably have, well, probably max min fuel, and I'm on 3 minutes of fuel left, so I'm quite a bit lighter than you would be normally at the start of the match, and I have a lot more energy than you normally have at the start of the match, because I was already mid-map as this guy was taking off. I go horizontal here, he tries to pitch up after me, it's not going to happen, trying to ride these flaps as much as I can. He's way too slow to dodge at this point, he tries to roll out, but rolling out once you go 200 kph is a little bit too late. What could he have done to prevent that? Anything but that, really. Cut the part out in between because I was waiting for this guy to simply take off and get some separation from the runway. He finally does so. What I've been doing at altitude is just trying to conserve my fuel. We dive on him, we're gonna get a lot of extra energy on this guy, and he's pitching up, I'm pitching down, I'm picking up speed, he's losing speed. So we go head on, we shoot a few rounds just to get a lucky kill in. I'm really lucky, hope he doesn't dodge. He does dodge. We go up, and at this point, what does he do? Of course, he goes straight to the runway, because, you know, imagine actually fighting someone. He could have easily killed me. All he had to do was just keep his speed up a little bit, and well, I will never hit him if he keeps his energy. Shoot a missile at him, last missile, I have 1 minute 20 of fuel left, and he's just going to camp the airfield. And to everyone saying that I was in an advantageous position, he's probably killing himself, if he would have stuck to fight with me, yes, if he went vertical with me he would have killed himself, but if he had just kept the speed a little bit, I would never have touched him. There is not a singular reason why the airfield AA should be in the game, and I don't care if you're damaged, I don't care if you ran out of ammo, if you ran out of fuel. Maybe take more fuel, maybe spray less, maybe fly better so you don't get damaged. You started the match at the same time as I did. If you have to land, if you need the airfield before I do, that is your problem. Don't make it the problem of everyone else in the match. Say I'm playing CSGO, right? I mispeaked, or I sprayed out all my ammo so there's no guns on the ground, whatever, let's make a hypothetical scenario. I have no rounds left and I have 1 HP. Do I now deserve to sit in a base with turrets that you can't kill me in? Because you messed it up? With the argument that is from the guy camping in that base. His argument is, well, if I come out I die. Like, do you hear how backward that is? If you needed help, if you put yourself in a shitty spot, then maybe try working on not putting yourself into that shitty spot. It's just that simple. And you can tell me I'm gatekeeping, you can tell me I'm being an elitist because not everyone plays as well as you. I've heard this argument 20 million times by now, and I simply do not care. We all started on the same level playing field. And I did this when I had 20 matches, I did this when I had 5,000 matches, and I can't count the amount of times that I've been so fed up that I camped the base. I've done it. I've done it a handful of times. I think 5, maybe 10, I can't count. But I have almost 18,000 games, and I see people do this every singular match. I'm above them, they turn around for the airfield. I'm on the same altitude level, they turn around for the airfield. They spray out all their ammo, you guessed it, they turn around for the airfield. How about you just play a little bit differently? How about you try to get better at the game, so not everyone has to struggle with this shit. And the airfield AA is actually the most infuriating shit in this game. next to the tickets. The tickets are one thing, but airfield AA is so goddamn obnoxious. It simply rewards bad play. And people like camping it because it makes them win. I get that. The thing is, because you're using the airfield, because you're using a mechanic that's RNG, you are not getting better and then you need it again. It's just repetition. And you can't get out of it. Because why? Then your mentality is, I'm not going to give you the kill. Because the people in this game are so goddamn petty. They will sit on that runway for 20 minutes just to deny you a singular kill. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the rant. And I'll probably make a video on AA in the near future anyway. Have a good one. See you all in the next one.